What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wall-Made Games. I am your host, as always, Alex Sarko, and I have with me my friend, Jim Krumhetzel.
Hey guys, how you doing?
So today, I'm really pumped. We're going to play Castlevania 3 for NES. It is my favorite Castlevania, and if you know me, you know I love my Castlevanias. It's probably one of the harder Castlevanias, too. And it lets you take kind of like different paths that'll lead you to different levels. So I'm going to show you the hardest path today. Perfect.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, something to note, if you name yourself Help Me, it'll give you 10 lives instead of 2.
Oh, interesting.
Which makes the game significantly easier because even though you get infinite continues, it means you have to get through each level in 2 lives, and it's not easy to do.
I was going to ask that because that was a common theme with a lot of NES games where if you entered your name as a certain thing, it's kind of like your cheat code of...
Yeah.
So right off bat, what separates this from the previous Castlevanias?
Well, the first Castlevania plays almost just like this. You've got, you know, the whip upgrades, same sub-weapons. This one differs from that in that as you're progressing through the game, you'll find 3 different bosses that will join you after you beat them. You can only actually have one of them with you at a time, but that's something different. You can hit like select button and then you'll change into them. And they've each kind of got their own different abilities and stuff. And then there's also like 3 or 4 times throughout the game where you'll, after finishing a level, you'll hit a fork in the road. And that allows you to take like a totally different path, which sometimes leads you to like, you know, totally different set of levels. I think you'd have to beat the game like 4 times to see everything.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point to bring up. We actually have some of the maps that you made ready to show as we kind of progress through the game.
Yeah, I was actually trying to find a map online just to like... I mean, I know all the routes, but I just kind of wanted to see one, because they show you the map in the game, but they always kind of zoom in on a specific area, and they don't show you the whole thing. And I couldn't find one, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna make one. I think that's probably why no one's really done it, is because they don't ever show you the whole thing in one big screenshot, so you can't really just screenshot it. So I had to recreate the whole fucking thing.
So did you just shop it from a series of images, basically?
I just, I had a screenshot of the entire map, because they show you the blank map, but not with any of the lines on it, you know, as you progress through it. And then as you're going through it, they start to zoom in on the map and just show you, like, the section that you're on. So what I did is, as I played through the game, I would just take pictures of the screen with my phone, where they showed those paths, and then I just kind of went in and copied them as closely as I could.
Those fucking Medusas, I hate those things.
Yeah, you gotta get used to them. But yeah, back to your question, it also differs from the second game's totally different. I don't know if you've ever seen that one, but it's more of like a exploration game. It's not really divided into different levels and stuff. It's almost more like Zelda. So it's a lot different from that one, obviously. But this game, it came out in 1990, so it was a little later in the life of the NES, I guess. Well, a little later. But the graphics show it.
Yeah. It's very interesting to see how far they pushed, you know, basically the capabilities of 8-bit graphics throughout the history of the console.
Yeah, I'm sad that it's looking like this on our TVs, because you're not going to get to see a lot of the cool stuff. It's looking a little grainy for us. Not on the viewer's end, but I don't know. For some reason, this screws with all the stuff we've got hooked up, always screws with my TV, and we end up kind of with a grainy look on my TV.
It doesn't look bad on the stream, but I mean, they're streaming too, so
yeah.
You get what you get.
So in the first game, if you watched me do that, I did maybe a couple months ago. The weapon to have is the holy water. You pretty much want to hold on to that thing the whole game. This game, it's the axe. And the reason for that is this game's got a lot more vertical scrolling parts as opposed to the horizontal scrolling parts. And since you can't whip upward, it makes it really hard because you've got all these enemies above you that kind of have the high ground. But if you've got the axe, well, then it's a different story. So I always say, once you get the axe, just try to hold on to it as long as possible.
Looks like we got 5 watching right now. Do you know Absolute 03?
I don't think I do. By the, I might. Identify yourself.
Well, whoever you are, thank you for watching.
Okay, so now we're gonna come to the first fork in the road. See, here's the whole map, and then they kind of zoom in on it. So I can go up or down. If I go up, it'll take me to the clock tower where you can pick up the first of the allies. And then if I go down, it'll take me to the forest. You want to pull up the map on the screen?
Sure. Let's see.
You can kind of see it
You
in
want
the grand scheme of things.
You want the map of the sub map, or do you want the
We could just use that one for now, I guess.
Okay. Alright.
So basically, if you look over up in the upper left-hand corner, that's just gonna take me to that little clock tower that you can see next to the castle rather. So you can skip this clock tower and just go back down through the forest and kind of save yourself some time. Ugh. But I always go up to the clock tower because it's one of the cooler levels and because you get one of the alternate characters, Grant, and he's probably the best one. So I always go and grab him. Now we switched back Uber. Sexy. This has got some really good music to it. There's a lot of good, just different like palette ideas in this game. I just like the color coordination. They come up with good combinations, especially later in the game. I'm sorry, I probably won't be able to articulate very well today because this game is really hard. So it's kind of hard for me to talk and try and like concentrate.
I like the green fading to blue in the brick.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It's cool,
especially contrasting it's like the purple brick in the back.
It usually, once again, it looks a lot better than this usually, but getting some graininess. So now I got that 2x multiplier. I don't know if you saw me pick that up, but it lets me throw 2 axes now instead of just the one. Those are really effective when you get to the bosses. And you can kind of encourage those to appear by hitting the candles with your sub-weapon or killing enemies with the sub-weapon. I think they'll come after every 10 hits or something like that. I remember this part was like, back in the day, this was like revolutionary for some reason. I remember just being amazed by this swinging thing.
Oh, by this like
I was like, whoa, you can go on the background and like... We were very impressed with that when it came out. I remember my dad was just like, whoa man, this is so cool. And all the moving gears and stuff, this game is really cool. Oh, scheiße. This part's pretty tricky. So I think this is one of the first of the longer vertical parts that I was talking about. Well, it's not too long, but this is kind of what I'm talking about. You'll encounter a lot of these parts.
This level music's pretty sweet.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. Where the hell's Shane today?
Maybe he doesn't have power.
I know, a lot of people didn't have power today. We lucked out. Alright, I don't want that knife. Nice. A 3 times multiplier.
Very nice.
Now we're rocking. Oof. Okay, here's another vertical part. There's a lot of these vertical scrolling parts, and they're always the hardest parts of the game. Oh shit. Gotta concentrate for this part a little bit. Oh shit! When I was a kid, I used to call the Medusas toothpaste heads. Looked like little strands of toothpaste coming out of their heads. Ah. Some wall meat over here. And I was telling Jim earlier, one of the tricky things about Castlevania games is your jump is very fixed. Like, once I'm in the air, there's nothing I can do, and I only have that same length of a jump. Just something that a lot of people kind of complain about, but I think I've just played it over the years so much that it never really bothered me. Okay, so this is Grant the Nasty, who is he's been possessed by an evil spirit right now, but he's, in fact, an ally. Ugh. He was a pirate and then later joined a rebel group against Dracula, but he was captured and transformed.
What item just came out of him that you collected?
Oh, all the bosses just always drop those in the game. It's just some kind of orb.
Doesn't do anything though? No.
It's just to kind of make you feel sweet that you beat it. My name is Grant. I dreamed I was turned into a ghost. Please take me with you. My family was killed by Dracula. What will you do? I always think it's so funny if you leave him behind because you just come all the way up here and then you just leave him. Alright, we'll take him with you. I can help you.
You ever play through where you leave him behind?
I doubt that I ever would have come up here because you can skip this level, so there's no point to do it if you're gonna get him, so I doubt I ever did. And this is the one time where they actually make you go back down the level. You have to go back down the tower.
Oh, okay.
So it's and I think the reason they do it is because they just gave you this new character and they kind of want you to experience going through the exact same thing, but now with someone else, so it's kind of a good way to compare it.
Direct. Learn your new character.
Yeah. Too. And they also kind of made this level to show off a lot of the stuff he can do. So the cool stuff about Grant is you can control his jump in midair. You can see he jumps really high. And he sticks, which is huge because all of a sudden it opens up a ton of shortcuts in the game, this kind of shit. The drawback is he's really weak, so he takes a lot of damage, and whoa, I've never seen that guy jump down like that. And he has a very limited range in his weapon, and he's really weak, so he's not someone you actually want to fight with. You just kind of want to use him to explore. And he's good at that shit. You can actually drop with him. So yeah, you'll just tear through this level with him. I don't really end up using him a bunch in the game. I more so just bring him out if I know about a particular shortcut that I can take. But he's definitely worth grabbing because some of the shortcuts are pretty substantial. Oh shit! Oh shit! That's a one-hit kill if you hit those spikes. But I was luckily dazed from the head Medusa. That would have sucked.
So can you easily just switch between characters?
Yeah, you just press the select button.
Okay.
So this is probably the most you'll see of Grant. I'm just kind of using him now to show it to everybody. And he is pretty quick at getting back out of this level. He's nice too for if you ever have those really big jumps that with Trevor they'd be basically like pixel perfect. With Grant they're way easier, you know. So he's worth having, especially if you're kind of new to the game. There's also the character we're not going to see because I'm not going to go that path is Sypha, and she's like a magic user. She's pretty cool. She's got she's kind of this similar to Grant in that she's a little weaker in terms of health and attack, but there's a couple she gets spells instead of sub weapons, and there's a couple that are like extremely powerful if you can find them. Oh god, this isn't going well.
Nope.
See how much damage he takes? He's a little bitch. Later on, Trevor will take that much damage too, though. So, oh shit! God damn! I usually don't have trouble here. Fuck! I'm like stuck now. Just back off, motherfuckers! Alright, we made it. That was tricky. So now, if you want to pull up that map again, you'll see coming off from that clock tower that's off on the left-hand corner there, it kind of branches off down into what would have been level 3. So level 3, no matter what, like if I would have taken that other path, I would have ended up here. So you've kind of now just shortcutted like halfway through level 3 by taking level 2.
Oh, interesting.
So if I did take level 3, we would have eventually got to this point as well. So we just kind of didn't see part of level 3 by going this way. Oh shit! Owls are no joke. I don't want that. I like the colors in this level.
What's the worst sub weapon in this game?
They're all actually pretty useful in their own way. I don't really care for the dagger, just because it's pretty weak and it almost does the same thing as the cross, but the cross is much better. And then the clock, I hardly ever find myself using, but I think for beginners the clock is pretty useful. The clock just kind of freezes the screen for maybe 5 seconds. And the holy water is still pretty damn useful in this game, I have to say, but it's the axe that you want, because you end up going through so many of those vertical scrolling parts, especially later in the game. They become by far the hardest parts, and the axe can really make it a lot easier. Hit.
What are you looking at behind you?
I believe some kind of fog or something. It's like a storm back there, maybe clouds.
Oh, yeah. That just looks weird.
Yeah. There's a little bit of wall meat right here. Right there at the end of the level. Alright. So if you want to throw the map back up, this is the biggest path to change here. This is like the one that counts. So if you were to go up, it'll continue through the forest, and you'll find Sypha, the wizard I was just talking about. And then it'll take you to the Ship of Fools. It's like a pirate ship of ghosts, which takes you like directly to the tower that leads to the gate of Castlevania. So you kind of go like right to the front door of Castlevania that way, which is by far the easiest route. If you go down through the swamps, it's going to take you to Alucard's cave, which is the harder route, and then that path will actually split once again, so we'll worry about that when we get to it. So I'm going to go down, because that's the harder way, and I think it's the cooler way. I do like the pirate ship a lot. That's the one thing about the upper path that I do like. I'm sad that we can't see that part. But the rest of it, I feel like the downward path is a lot cooler. Oh shit! These frogs are cool. Jesus. I like the music for this level too.
So is that like a quicksand or where?
Yeah. Yeah, I can jump into that, but if I sink too far, I'll die. So anybody in the comment section, does anybody have a Switch?
Yeah, I get to play one myself.
I have a feeling that this thing is not the best way to see comments. Because last time it wasn't even showing them to me.
Let's see if I can get... Yeah, I get to play one myself. I have a feeling that this thing is...
Oh, I grabbed the holy water. I didn't want that. Not the holy water. It won't hurt. Got some wall meat. Nice.
Oh, we did have comments going on. This thing's just...
Yeah, that
I don't know why this
I
thing's
never
acting
really
up
wants
today.
to show it. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Pull it up on my phone.
Well, if you guys were commenting to us, we weren't trying to ignore you. We just weren't getting them.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Okay, Absolute Zero. Well, I'm not sure who that is. He says, buddy and me were playing Metal Storm last weekend. Couldn't get past the second level. Mostly because he sucks at NES, even though he loves NES games. And we got Justin on, and we got Shane on.
What's up, guys?
And Shane says this is his third favorite Castlevania, and he's complaining about lag. I've noticed that, you know, it's been kind of like struggling to like jump on too, so maybe it's just being a dick in general. But let's see, I'll pull up the chat on my phone. Maybe I can actually follow along easier.
Yeah, I would have preferred to get the cross for this part, but I was fucking up back there and I missed it. It'll make this boss a little trickier. I think this might be the boss here. It's like a giant bat. Yeah. So every time you hit this bat, it's gonna split into two. So if I would have had the axe, or the, I might die here. If I would have had the axe or the boomerang, it would have made this really easy, but I fucked up. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Get over there. That was lucky. Good. I didn't want to die this early.
Nice.
It's gonna split into two. So I would have had the axe. Alright, on to Alucard's Cave, as they call it. Doesn't really look much like a cave, but that's what it's called. So anyone who's played Symphony of the Night, I'm sure most people hopefully have. Alucard first made his appearance in this game as one of the allies. And he's a lot different than Symphony of the Night, so if you haven't played this, don't be disappointed. He looks like a stereotypical vampire in this game. He's just got like a cape and slicked back hair and all that. And he uses fireballs like Dracula. He doesn't use a sword. But this was my introduction to Alucard, so when I first played Symphony of the Night and I found out that Alucard was the main character, it was like, whoa, that's really cool. Because before that, he was just kind of like this obscure side character. But now he's kind of like the poster boy. Everyone loves him. Ooh, give me that. Oh, and I lost it. That fucking knife.
The knife.
This is actually another level where Grant can be pretty useful. But, I don't know, I've pretty much got it down now with Trevor, so I'm not really gonna end up using him too much. But since I'm gonna pick up Alucard, I guess we should see him a little bit. Normally I wouldn't take Alucard with me, but I want you guys to get to see him, so I'll pick him up. But he's not as good as Grant. I'm just gonna say that right now. Although he can turn into a bat and he flies, so that's cool. Now in the Japanese version of this game, Grant can actually throw daggers as like a regular move that doesn't actually consume hearts. Which in my opinion would have been way too overpowered, and I'm happy that they took that out for the American version. Because that would have made him like pretty damn good. He's already pretty good with the sticking. Another cool thing about the Japanese version is they had like a, I forget the name of the chip, it was like the VR26 chip or something that Konami had that they put in, and it enabled a couple more tracks for the music.
Oh, that's
so the Japanese version of this game has like a really, really cool soundtrack. But it kind of, unfortunately, it got dumbed down for the American release.
I was on that one retro gaming thread earlier, and I liked like some of the modders in that community, like some of the stuff they do. One of the interesting ones I saw is that someone actually took the N64 memory card, which dies out because it has volatile RAM and it's battery backed up volatile RAM, and someone figured out that the chipset for the circuit board in there will actually take an equivalent non-volatile RAM that actually has better storage and will, you know, run basically forever. It's not battery powered, which is
pretty sweet. I think I actually
sweet.
saw that on there too. Okay, so here's Alucard. When I first got to this, I think it was actually my dad that got to him first. We thought this was Dracula, because I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, it took my dad forever to beat this guy, and it's so funny to me now because he seems like pretty fucking easy. It does take a little bit of timing, I guess. It doesn't look like he's taking any damage. What the fuck's going on? What's going on?
It's not taking damage.
I've never experienced this before. He's like, oh, you're gonna talk shit about me, huh? Oh, there. What the hell?
I think you actually have to lash him on the head.
You do, but I feel like I was.
I think you were hitting low.
Usually, I don't know. I feel like I usually have this pretty fucking down. But we'll deal with it.
No, that was a low hit. It connected at like his knee.
Don't you tell me, Jim. There's like a rhythm to this, and I feel like I'm getting it, and I'm not getting the hit. So I'm wondering if it's the lag. Because I've played this like a million times. I've never had this happen. Alright, fuck it. If you're gonna be like that, I'll axe you, fucking prick. Yeah. Think I only got one strat? Stupid bitch.
Shane says, "What is a man?" And then
A miserable little pile of secrets.
he's having some connectivity issues. He says,
Crotch.
"I think that's all. I mean, I think everybody's just having internet issues in general because of the storm and stuff. I don't think there's anything that we can do about that. All the servers were healthy when we went live, so, and our output stream is healthy, so I think we're just dealing with storms and shit and terrible internet
This is
service
the
providers.
longest Alucard fucking fight.
If anyone else is having issues out there other than Shane, let us know. I don't think it's anything on our end at this point, and the servers were all healthy when we went live, so it's got to be individual internet service providers at this point.
Okay, so this is Alucard. He is Dracula's son, and he's fed up with Dracula's evil ways. Normally I would not take him with me, but this time we're gonna do it. Which means we have to part ways with Grant.
Oh, you can only have one guy at a time?
Yeah.
Okay.
My job is done. Not really, I thought you were trying to avenge your family. Okay.
My job wasn't really done, but you guys seem to be hitting it off, so...
I mean, I can tell he's like the son of Dracula, and I can't really compete with that. Alright, so let's check out Alucard. I suck with Alucard because I never ever take him with me, so I'm not going to be using him too much, but I want to show him to you guys. So what he does, he shoots these, which is actually pretty good. I'll give him that. I've just never quite got good with him. And the real useful thing that he does is he turns into a bat. But it consumes your hearts.
Oh, see.
So eventually you'll lose it. But that can be used like Grant to find a lot of different shortcuts. I like Grant sticking to the walls a little better, even though it's more limited, just because it doesn't consume hearts. Whoa. But Alucard's bat thing is pretty damn good too, I gotta say, if you know what you're doing. I just don't really use him too much, so I've never been too good with him. Oh, I might die here.
Oh, shit.
Talking too much.
Who would you consider the weakest sub-character of all the characters?
I guess it would probably be Sypha. She's kind of like the expert character to have. Like, if you know how to use her and you learn what to do with her, she is very good, but she's also like... She's kind of like the most double-edged sword. She can be very good, but she's also really weak. But it's like, if you get her good spells... Fuck. If you can get her really good spells, there's a couple that, like, just destroy the bosses with almost no effort. My god. This is not going well. Alright, let me try to concentrate. What the fuck? I hate these mummies, man. I'm gonna use Alucard for this part and be safe. Because sometimes these guys hit me and knock me the fuck off. Okay. So here is another fork in the road. This one doesn't have quite as big of an impact on the game.
You got the map?
Yeah, you can pull it up. Actually, pull up the one with both maps on it at this point.
Okay, let's see. That is this one.
So if I go up, it will end up taking me to basically like a repeat of boss 1, and then I'll go to the lowest section of the subterranean part of the castle, which is the right map over there. So it'll take you to 6C, and you'd end up fighting Frankenstein's monster in that. If I go down, I skip 6C, and it'll take me straight to 7B, but the down path is significantly harder. I'm gonna go down because it's harder, and it's cooler looking, so I want you guys to see it, so I'm gonna make this sacrifice. Alright, let's pop back over. Now, I don't really go this way almost ever, so don't be sad if I die a million times trying to show it to you guys.
Everyone is judging you right now.
Everyone's judging. I've already died once on this incredibly hard game. This is pretty much a pixel perfect jump here. You gotta make sure you're right at the edge. Ugh! I barely made it. This is really cool music for this level. If I was smart right now, I would kill myself. They didn't even give me full life for this level. That's bullshit. If I was smart, I would just kill myself a few times and use a continue just to make sure I had full lives for this, but I'm not gonna do that. I actually do have full lives, but I don't have full health. And I wish I did. So I don't think I know where any wall meat is in this part. Oh, nice. Oh, I don't want that. Oh. I got it anyway. Alright, so this guy, I find it's easiest to just stay on the steps. Because if you try to go up there, he'll hit you and knock you off. If you're on the steps and you get hit, you don't receive knockback. Which is a good thing to know, because you don't knockback more times than not is what kills you. Alright, this part's kind of hard. I'm going to try to concentrate a little bit.
Let's see. Make sure there aren't people talking in the background.
Oh, I forgot I wanted to put the timer on for this game.
Oh, fuck. Sam, my bad.
Oh, well.
Well, we're about 45 minutes into the stream. That gives you an idea of how long we've been playing.
I think last time I played it, it took me about an hour and a half to beat. It's a pretty long game. Okay, so this part, don't jump down until you see this thing. Because you can kill him with your axe while you're still up here. I'm probably not going to be able to beat this boss because I've got like no health. And I haven't even taken any damage in this entire level. I wish they would have given me full health. There's got to be some wall meat in this level somewhere. I can never find it. This level's pretty hard just because it has so many of these skeleton dragons. They're tough bastards. This candle is a clock, you don't want it. Nice. Okay. We're sitting good with the 3 times multiplier here. This is gonna be a hard boss to beat because I have no health for it.
Looks like Shane says he's finally got a steady connection.
That's sexy.
Welcome back, Shane.
Okay, here comes the boss. This thing gives me trouble because I haven't really gone this way too many times. I usually avoid this way. He kind of heat seeks you a little bit, but he also moves in circle patterns. It makes it hard because he'll kind of like fake you out a little bit.
Ah, like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to beat. Yeah. I usually need a full health for this guy. Alright, that's not too bad. They don't set you back too far, at least for this boss. It's just brutal in this game because they never give you checkpoints before the bosses. Got this little short whip. Come on. Fuck. Come on, short whip. Come on. Get it in there.
Nice.
Alright. Man, we lost our 3 times multiplier. That sucks. Oh, nice.
You got 2.
That's lucky. I almost took that clock. You know what? You noticed how I knew that was a clock? It's because I always fucking take it by accident. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here... This is a big heart that gives you 5, so I'm just gonna mine a few, because we're gonna need them for this boss. We probably want at least 25. Just because I have to fight a skeleton dragon before I even get to the boss.
Triple.
Yeah, that one seems like it's always a triple as long as you hit it with the sub-weapon. Pretty much, this is like the only way I've found to fight this thing and not get my ass handed to me. Alright, so let's try this guy again. Hopefully we don't die. Usually if you die on this boss, it's because you get knocked into the cliff. Run away! Now you don't actually have to beat this boss. When he's down to 6 health left, he runs away.
Huh.
And then the level continues. See, he's dead. And then the level continues, and you'll face him again.
Play at full health when you face him again?
No. Now I have to go through, from what you see right now, we have, if I do die on the next boss, I'll start the level over basically. So you have to do the entire level and then face the boss in one run. And if I get a game over, we'll start at like the beginning of all this fucking shit that we, since the last path. Yeah. That's what makes this game so hard, because you only get 2 lives to do all of this. I'm waiting for the bat to show up. Alright. No! I'm dead. Oh, that was luck. Whoa. Thanks. Now there is a 1-up. I don't know if I should really risk going for it. There's a 1-up over here. I'm going for it.
Is your water slowly rising?
Don't let the water psych you out, because it has to get over your head to actually kill you.
Okay, so not just contact, but it has to actually, you have to drown.
Yeah, so it usually psychs you out. It's not really as pressing as it looks. Okay. My heart is like racing right now. This part is really hard. So this is actually a good part to use Alucard sometimes, but I am a little weary to do it. You can kind of just fly through all of this. I think what I'm going to do is pull him out, and then if I start getting into trouble, I can turn it into the bat.
Oop.
Okay, we're good. Now here comes the boss again. He's only got his 6th life. So just be careful. Don't let him knock you off these fucking cliffs. If you jump like that, that usually helps at that time.
Oh, so the water's still rising even as you're fighting him.
Fuck! Come on, you son of a bitch.
Nice.
That was close, my friends. Alright, that level is hard. I almost never try to do it. Now this next level is by far the hardest level in the game. And you can avoid it by taking the upper path on the pirate ship. That's what makes that path easier, is you don't have to do this level 7. This level 7 is extremely hard. What makes it so hard is it's almost 2 levels worth of shit. I'm gonna have to go through all this stuff. We'll fight a giant bat. We'll get to another level that's extremely long. And then we'll have to fight a boss rush of 3 bosses. And if in any of that time we get a game over, we start here. So keep this spot in your mind, because I'll keep referring to it. If we die, we're gonna have to start all the way back here, because it's a long ways. If we didn't have 2 lives right now, I would just kill myself, just to make sure we had enough. Alright, take a deep breath, Jim. Here we go. Level 7. I hate this level. So the first part is actually not too bad. The first... up until the first boss, I guess you will say.
So we have we're on the first part of 7 right now, and we got, it's 10 total, right? 10 total levels?
Right. So you can use Alucard right there to get up here a little quicker. I prefer to have Grant for this level, to be fair, but I wanted to show you guys Alucard. Fucking jackass. Fucking pretty boy. Hopefully we don't get hit by a bat right now. Sometimes they just like to fly and hit you, and there's not much you can do about it in that screen. See, if I had Grant right now, I could just climb over all this shit. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
And you're just gonna wait for it all to dissolve so you can go through it?
Yeah. but now that upper part dissolved, I can just fly up there at least. But almost all of these things are just more efficient with Grant. I think it's like Alucard's kind of a bit better because he can actually fight pretty well. He's got those fireballs and stuff, whereas like Grant really can't fight. Alright, these things I hate. Most people hate the Medusas. I hate the gargoyles. They move like the Medusas, except for as they progress out into the screen, their wave gets bigger, I guess you'd say. I don't know. Yeah. But it's hard. I've kind of got the hang of it now, but see, if I had Grant right now, I could just jump up onto that ledge. I wouldn't have to worry about any of this shit. I'm kind of not using Alucard's bat right now because I want to save hearts. Fuck. Usually I use Grant for this part, so I don't really know the pattern of these blocks. Fucking hell. God damn it! Oh, shit. I'm really doing bad so far, but that's not a big deal because we've got a wall meet coming up. But this is the easy part of this level. Pretty much until we get to after this boss that we're about to hit, it's fairly easy. I really like the background colors for this screen. I don't know why. Alright, so there's a wall meet over here. It's crucial. Will you open me a beer?
I will.
There's also an axe down here that you want to make sure you get because it's going to make the bat a lot easier. Alright, so here is the first, I guess we'll call him the sub-boss. He's not bad if you've got the axe, just do this. Shit. Alright, so after we kill this guy, we will move on to the second part of level 7. So if we die, we'd still end up, you know, back where we started. This part is just bullshit. This is the part that makes this level so... This is like, to me, the only flaw in this game is this specific part. Watch how long we sit here and do this. It's probably about 5 minutes.
That's it?
Mm-hmm. Just jump back and forth like this. It's not even like it's that hard to do.
And there's like no enemies, it's just
no,
full on broad.
You just sit here and you wait till you get to the top. Now if I had a shit ton of hearts, I might be able to fly up there with Alucard, but I'd probably waste like 40 hearts doing it. The pattern changes 3 times as you're going up, but not significantly enough to change my strategy of just jumping back and forth like this. I usually don't even, those 2 hits I took at the beginning was kind of a fluke. I usually don't even take damage here, and I'm hoping that's not going to fuck me up. But we should be good, as long as I don't get a game over. Oh my god. As long as I don't get a game. Oh my god. I need to pay attention to what I'm fucking doing here. But we did get an extra life from points. So we're looking pretty good, and there's actually an extra life hidden in the level. So we should be fine. So now the pattern looks like it's changed. Oh my god. I am just like spacing out here. What the fuck? If I have to do this part over, I'm gonna be pissed. I have to just pay attention. It's because I'm trying to talk. God damn it. This is ridiculous. I usually don't take any damage for this part. We're almost there. I can see the cliff up there. But this is the bullshit of this, is like, this level is extremely long. And there's 3 bosses at the end. So that means you're gonna die and get a game over on this. A lot. And every time you do, and you just want to get another shot at those 3 bosses, you go through this shit. It's ridiculous. I really don't. I don't know what they were thinking for this. Oh my god, I'm just like spacing out. Don't drink and play Castlevania 3. Get up there, dick. Alright. Now we have to try to get to a checkpoint so that if we die, we don't have to fucking do all that over again. No! Sorry. Sorry, guys. I had to clip the mic there. Oh, shit. The best way to kill these guys is just stay down here and axe them. God damn it. I'm dizzy. I literally just got dizzy. Okay, so there's a not-so-secret extra life coming up here. I wonder where it could be. They want to make sure you get an extra life for this level because it's just outrageous. That's the one nice thing they did for this level. I think this is a checkpoint here. I hope. Okay, so this is another part where you can use Alucard or Grant and skip a little bit. Normally you'd have to go left and you'd have to follow those falling platforms and then follow them back to the right in order to get to these steps.
But you
Instead I just fly up there.
And there you go.
It's not a huge skip, but it's in a long level like this, I'll take anything I can get. Nice.
Double.
Alright, so this part, just try not to ever jump, because if you jump on these platforms, they flip and you die. They want you to jump by throwing all of these Medusas in there, but don't make the mistake. And all those hearts. They want you to jump and whip those hearts. Or candles, rather. Alright, this is another checkpoint. Actually, I might kill myself right now. Because this is the final checkpoint. I want full health for the boss. This spider likes to hit you while you're going up the steps. Sometimes they'll just come down right on your head, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's bullshit. Alright, so this part, the screen starts to rise, the floors start to fall, and all hell breaks loose. Oh, I've got the little whip, come on! This is a really tricky jump here. Ugh. I should have done that with Alucard, but it's really easy to fall there. Now we're gonna get the gargoyles. 2 more gargoyles. Now if I hit this, I want to wait to hit this until these 2 guys appear. Bam.
Nice.
That's pretty crucial, because they'll be in your way to get up these steps, and then you run out of screen really quick. Okay, now I axe this motherfucker. Got another gargoyle, and then there's going to be 2 more gargoyles. You want to wait for them to appear before you go any higher, and use your axe.
Nice.
2 more gargoyles are going to come, and we're out. See how much I have that memorized? This level is a bitch. Alright, so this is wall meat if you needed it. You notice there was 2 sets of steps. If I would have gone up the right set of steps, I would have met these mummies and not wall meat, and that would not be good. So make sure you take the left. Okay, so here is the 3 boss rush at the end of all of this crazy shit. So should we die and get a game over, we're all the way back. All the way back. Way before the blocks, before the bat.
Are these guys pretty difficult?
These guys are actually really hard. I've never really found a good way to fight these mummies without getting a lot of damage. You just kind of go crazy on them. I'm actually doing okay right now. I wish I had some more hearts. Ooh, that was good. Okay, now we fight the Cyclops. We're doing pretty good. There's 2 strategies to fight the Cyclops. Ooh, you don't want him to run at you like that. Now I can fake him. Oh, I can fake him out like that and make him swing. But it's risky because if he runs, I'm going to be right close to him, and you don't want that to happen. So the other strat is you just keep running away. And when you get a chance and he doesn't run at you like a dick, get a whip in there. This is by far the longer strat, but it's safer. And since my health is getting low, I feel like I should probably take the safer route. This is also a harder strat because it's kind of hard to jump over him sometimes. He's a dick about it too. Sometimes he'll like run out the clock. Come on. You can usually get a hit while he's running, but it's kind of risky and I don't like to try it. Oh, this could be bad if he starts running. Come on, Vic. Do it. What the? I swear that was the last hit. I should have got hit there, I feel like. Okay, so the last is the demon. This guy's not too hard, but usually your nerves are really high at this point, so just try not to freak out. All he's gonna do is jump up and down. After he jumps the third time, he's gonna spit fireballs. This is the third time. So run over to this part, get ready. Now resume whipping and watching out for the jumping. And you should probably be able to kill him before he spits his fireballs a second time.
Nice.
So there's level 7. That shit is no joke, let me tell you. Okay, so now we're officially in the castle. We are in Castlevania now. We've infiltrated it from the subterranean levels, and we are greeted by the coolest music ever. So if you've played the first game, you'll notice that this is almost identical to the aesthetics of the first level of the first game. And it's also got the music from the first level of the first game, which is pretty sweet. The boss of this level is Death, the Grim Reaper himself. And he's even harder than he was in the first game, if that's to be believed. He's got 2 different forms, and you can't use the holy water trick on him. This level is actually not too long, and I think they just kind of want to give you a break since the Grim Reaper is so hard, and they know you're gonna get like a million game overs on him. Oh, damn it! You hear me make like the same noise as he did. Oh. Oh fuck, not doing too well. It's alright, we'll get a wall meet pretty soon here. This level's actually not too hard, especially compared to level 7, my god. Level 9 though is pretty fucking hard.
Is level 10 a full level, or is it just like the end boss?
It's not quite a full level, but it's longer. I don't know if you remember the first game. The last level was pretty damn short. Yeah. Oh, I didn't want that. But it's not quite that short, but it's shorter than most of the levels. But it's pretty difficult. And you don't get a checkpoint before. Oh, come on now. You don't get a checkpoint before Dracula in this game. All the other games almost in the series, when you get to Dracula, they give you a checkpoint at Dracula, and no matter how many times you die, no matter how many continues you use, you're starred at Dracula. Not this one. They make you run through like half of the last level, and then you fight him, and he's got 3 forms. It's hard. This game is very hard. I'm probably not making it look as hard as it is. If you've never played this game before, you'll probably die at least like 100 times, I swear. I think I've only died once legitimately, right?
Yeah.
And I would have died if we'll call it twice, because I would have died that second time if I wouldn't have killed myself. And I'm probably gonna die in this level because I'm not doing too good here. Oh come on, that was just bullshit. At least, oh come on, Trevor. At least I'm like right where I was. Jesus. Alright, I'm sucking ass here. Dick. I'd be pretty excited if we beat this without a continue. Because that would not be an easy task.
Have you done it?
I don't remember. I want to say I might have back when I was younger, but I can't say for sure. It feels like something I would have strove to do. And it seems like it's within my grasp to do. I feel like if I really put my mind to it, I could beat this game without dying. But it would be a lot of attempts probably. But
How many continues do you get?
as many as you need.
Okay.
Yeah, this game's so hard you never want to play it if they limited the continues, I don't think. It's like fucking Dark Souls. Okay, so I think we're about there. Ra-da-da-da. So off to the left over here is a multiplier, but you don't want to get it yet. Come up here first and get the cross. It's kind of a toss-up whether the cross or the axe is better for the Grim Reaper. Like the axe is a little good because the cross doesn't hurt the Grim Reaper's second form, but it's very useful for his first form. And I don't really have a hard time with the second form, so for me the cross is better. But if you have a hard time with the second form, I would say that the axe is the way to go. Make sure you throw that little cross. Okay, so I kind of use the music to cue me for this boss because he's gonna spawn some sights that are gonna start coming at me at a specific time. So what I'm gonna do is, you'll notice the music kind of has a charge up of 4 meters. So the way I do it is I count down from 4. On 2 is when I want to throw my crosses, and at about 1.5 is when I'm gonna want to actually jump and try to dodge these things. So I'll show you what I mean. 4 and 2 and 3 and 1 and. Now he usually wants to just keep coming back and forth from the right side of the screen, so start throwing your shit over there. Now as soon as he dies, he's gonna spawn again in the middle of the screen, so get ready up here. He's gonna move in big circular patterns, so get the fuck out of the way. He's also gonna shoot shit at you that will heat seek you, so you wanna make sure you kill it as it spawns. And there you have it. That's the Grim Reaper. He's a hard motherfucker. We got anybody watching us?
2.
2.
I think it's Shane and Justin.
They're pulling in strong for us. We're gonna beat this shit. Okay, so this level is hard as balls. The boss at the end of this level is the doppelganger, which is basically just you. And I've only found one legit way to beat him without kind of using an exploit. And what it requires is for me to use the axe on him. You can kind of freeze him in a specific spot if you know exactly what you're doing. But the only axe in the level is right here at the beginning. So if I die throughout the level and I lose the axe, that's it. There's actually a pretty cool glitch that I kind of wanted to show you guys. I don't know. There's this thing I can do where while I'm going down the steps here, if you switch characters right at the final, like the very last frame on the steps, switch characters, then start walking back up the steps, you'll actually start to walk all the way up the screen. And you'll walk until you reach a different part of the level, and you'll skip a lot of, well, not a lot, but this whole next section that I'm going to do. I don't want to do it right now because I want to beat this game legit. But I felt like I wanted to at least tell you about it. I kept mulling it over whether I would do it or not, but I was like, I don't want to be like skipping part of the game and not beating it for real. We just got an extra life, which is pretty cool, but like I said, if we die without the axe, I can still beat the boss without the axe, but I kind of consider it a cheap tactic. So I'm gonna hope that I can get him with the axe instead. Even with the axe, it's kind of a cheap tactic. There's like no non-cheap way to beat this boss. But he's so cheap himself, who fucking cares? Alright, so you'll only be able to get these candles if you got the axe with you. Another important thing to note is you can only get this axe if you had one of the side characters, because you can't reach it with Trevor. And the other method that I have for beating that boss without the axe requires that you have a side character as well. So I have a hard time finding a strategy to actually beat this boss if you were just Trevor and you didn't take any companions with you. And I've never seen anybody online do it either. I mean, I'm sure there has to be a way, because I know people have obviously beaten the game with just Trevor. But I'll be damned if I can figure out how to do it. The boss pretty much just walks on top of you the whole time and just kicks the shit out of you. Alright, I'm gonna have to concentrate for this part. So I wanna kill this thing before I progress, but you wanna make sure you're killing these gargoyles as they spawn as well. Oh, I'm sucking. 1, 2. Usually these things shoot 3 fireballs, but in this screen they shoot 2 for some reason. Just to fuck with you. Oh fuck. 1, 2. This is not ideal right now. Duck. Watch out. Fuck. That was really close. Close. 2. Fuck. Go, 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 just go! Things are not looking good for keeping the axe. If I'm gonna keep the axe in this level, I have to not get hit for like a pretty long time, because it's a very long level. There is a wall meat, but it's still kind of far away. Dick. Okay, so this part is gonna scroll up, making it harder. It's a race. These orbs can't be killed. Also be careful, because a lot of the guys like that, they won't spawn right away. They'll trick you and you go up there and then they fucking spawn on you. And just kind of do your best to stay at the top of the screen. But not at the tippy top.
It's kind of interesting how it's not gradually sliding. It's like popping up.
This isn't good, Jim. This is not good. I'm almost to the wall mate right now. Oh my god, I keep just holding my breath and I get like dizzy. Okay. I believe the wall meets up here, so let's try not to fuck up. Got it.
Nice.
Alright, there's hope for the axe yet. Hold on to the axe. Okay, here's another part where we can skip. This part is actually pretty nice to be able to skip. It's not a big shortcut, but it's kind of a difficult section. And this is already a really hard level. Fucking bird. Damn it! Fuck! We cannot afford to be getting hit. At all. Okay. We're almost there. So this is basically the same as before, just try not to jump, even though they're gonna want you to try to tempt you to do so. I do want to have like 20. Fuck you! God damn it! God damn it. Cannot afford that shit right now. I would like to have like 20 hearts for this fight. These guys are gonna be dicks and they're not gonna drop any. Come on, it's always risky trying to farm these hearts out of the Medusas. I don't think they're gonna give me any more. It seems like they like only give you a couple and then they know what you're trying to pull. Alright, fuck it. Alright, so I'm gonna do my best to beat this guy. We ended up getting the axe here, but I don't think I have enough hearts to pull off what I was gonna do. So, we're gonna do our best. What I kind of do is you trigger the boss fight, you're going to want to stand right in the middle of these blocks here, just long enough to lure him up there, and then you're going to jump off to the side and start swinging these axes. Got him.
Nice.
I had a perfect amount of axes for that. So that's like the only legit way to beat him. I would have kind of liked to show you the other strategy to beat him. It kind of involves transforming into your other guy, and when you do so, he transforms as well, and it kind of gives you a little bit of a window. Oh shit, there's a bird that's gonna hit me right now. Fuck, got me. Alright, so this is the last level. Unfortunately, I already took some damage. Oh, and some more damage. Might as well kill myself at this point. This is a pretty short level, but it's hard as shit. So now we have a downward scrolling section. I hate the song for this level. I don't know. It's just so fucking repetitive. It's like the rest of the soundtrack is amazing, and then they give you this shit for the last level. I think they just assumed nobody would make it this far.
Yeah. It's also just directly unnerving because it's just that little.
That's true, yeah. This part is really, really hard. There's going to be falling floors, and then at the end of this, you have another one of those dragon pillars. So you have to stop to whip the dragon pillar, and in doing so, the floor drop falls and you die. So I like to just get hit by the motherfucker and just go past him. So this is the checkpoint that we will be sent back to if we die on Dracula. I think I'm actually... yeah, I guess we will. I was going to say I'll kill myself here and then I get killed. So we've got full health, which is what we want. I want to walk all the way to the left. That'll lure the... Oh my god. Ideally, you don't get hit at all when you're trying to get to Dracula. But I fucked that up right quick. So there's going to be bats up here that plague you.
Shane says this is beautifully animated for NES.
It really is. This game's got amazing graphics. Now always whip right here, because sometimes a bat appears right when you're about to reach that other pendulum. It doesn't always come, but if it does, it'll hit you right off the fucking cliff. You also want to make sure that you got the axe for Dracula, because the fight is like considerably harder if you don't have the axe. Alright, so this is the staircase leading to Dracula. What I'm going to do is farm some hearts. And hopefully try to get a multiplier as well.
It feels like the same ascent from the first one.
It's always Always. Every Castlevania game it ends like this.
Okay.
So it just becomes like this moment,
Yeah.
you know, where you get to the steps and you know. I think that's one of the things I always liked about Castlevania is it's so traditional. Like, it just constantly pays homage to itself. And come on, give me a multiplier here. I need it. Please? There we go. Yeah, we don't really need the multiplier, but it'll make things a little bit easier. Alright, so before I go in there, I'm just gonna quickly describe what's gonna happen. He kind of uses a different strategy than what he usually does. Usually he fights similar to the way Alucard did, where he disappears, reappears, hits you with his cape. That's almost every other game. And this one, instead, he kind of teleports across the screen, and he hits you with 2 pillars of fire that'll rise from the ground, and then after maybe 3 or 4 seconds, a 3rd pillar will rise directly where you happen to be standing. So you don't want to be there when that happens. So kind of I've also noticed if the farther away you are from Dracula, the wider the 2 pillars are going to be. So the strategy to fight... What the fuck? Oh. My cat's freaking out. The strategy to beat him is basically stay decently far away from him, wait for the 2 pillars to come up. You're going to go over and hit him twice. And usually after you've jumped and swung twice, it's the perfect amount of time for that 3rd pillar to rise right where you're standing. So jump a 3rd time out of the way. So it's basically like, get the fuck away from Dracula, hit him twice, jump, and then I like throw an axe in, usually at the same time. So I'll show you what I mean. Alright, get away from him. Makes the pillars nice and wide. I actually got a little too far away from him and I can't reach him. I'll get him with the axe, maybe. Alright. So 1, 2, jump away. Give him with the axe. Stay far away. Not too far. I'm getting a little too far. Jump away, get him with the axe. 1, 2, jump away, get him with the axe. Oh shit. See, now he's forcing me close. I have to take damage right now. Ooh!
Oh.
I lucked out.
Nice.
But if he does that to you, you're fucked. So try not to... you don't want to be close to him like that.
What hell's this form?
I don't know, but I don't like to be on the left side of it. You want to be on the right side because it won't touch the far right section of the screen. So as long as you're over here, you're safe. If you're on the left side, you're not. Now, as soon as you beat this, get to either side of the screen. You don't want to be in the middle. Now he's going to start shooting lasers from the eyes and the 2 hands, so watch out for those. They'll strike exactly where you're standing, so you want to kind of stand all the way out and then move to the side when you see those things flash. So kind of, you know, bait the lasers. Ooh. I need to stop describing what I'm doing and fucking do it. Usually this fight wouldn't have gone this long even. That's lucky. Woo. Got him.
Nice.
That's not easy.
Got your useless red orb.
It's not useless. It gives you a sense of satisfaction.
Sure.
Look how fucking tall Alucard is. This is some good music for this part.
So you got a different ending based on who you take to the end, right?
Yeah, there's 4 different endings. Because there's 3 different characters, and then if you beat it by yourself, you get a different ending. I think the official ending is supposed to be, like the canon ending is the one with Sypha. Because it ends up being that Sypha and Trevor have like romantic relationship and end up having like the next Belmont. And then in some of the the subsequent games, since Sypha's like a magic user, the Belmonts are able to get like magic powers from her. This music's fucking good. Fucking awesome game.
There it is.
Now they'll give us a little nostalgic view at all the levels. We didn't even see this level. There's Sypha. Well, that was not a bad run. I didn't die too much.
And the whole stream was an hour and a half, and so we had a few minutes of pre-roll, so pretty good.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see how people speedrun this game, because it doesn't seem like it would have a lot of room for tricks. I mean, that stair trick I was talking about can actually be used quite a bit. And obviously, like, Alucard can get you different places, but there's not that many spots where that's going to help you out.
And that long passage of falling brick.
Oh my god, dude. That part's rough, but I mean, anyone running, it's gonna have to go through that, so it's it's like a fixed part.
I'd wonder if it'd be routine though to kind of use Alucard to kind of fly up and just do it like stack hearts and.
Actually, you could just take the other path and avoid that level. If you were to take that upward path, you don't even have to go to that level. Which is what makes that path so much easier, because that level 7 is just ungodly. Well, that's Castlevania 3. That's my very favorite Castlevania. It's awesome.